60 years ago this summer, Berlin's infamous wall went up, effectively slicing the city into two and leaving capitalist West Berlin isolated deep within communist East Germany. Almost overnight, Tegel Airport became an important lifeline for West Berliners. In 1974, its brutalist-inspired hexagonal-shaped terminal opened, making the shortest walk from aircraft to exit just 30 metres long, which led to the airport becoming one of the busiest in Germany.
You know, I've been to many airports in my lifetime, but I've never had the unique opportunity to stand in the middle of a runway, one that just 2 years ago saw 24 million passengers leave and arrive. It's empty now and a bit bizarre. But then again, this is no ordinary airport.
After a decade of stays of execution, in November 2020, the planes and the passengers stopped, and it was time to say a final goodbye to this Cold War relic. It's less than a year since Tegel Airport closed to the public. Now it's full of deserted departure boards, closed carousels. Makes you feel like you're walking through a post-apocalyptic world. I want to rid myself of this eerie feeling. I want to know what this place was like when it was brimming full of people at the start of exciting journeys.
Well, hello, Roy, yeah?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi. This strikes me as being an area where very few passengers would have gone.
Yeah, this used to be our baggage area for gate number 8 and 9, and all the luggage came down here. We had, in 1 year, you could say about 2 million pieces of luggage just coming down here.
Wow.
Going from here into containers and out to the aircraft.
Roy worked at the airport for 30 years as a flight dispatcher, and walking around Tegel with him, you soon get a sense of his love for the place.
People went up here and left the airport. They were already out.
Wow. Did you use it?
About 10,000 times.
So Roy, I guess it must be strange to be here when you once knew it as being a bustling kind of throng of passengers hanging around.
Kind of funny when you just walk through, there's nobody at all.
Berlin's new state-of-the-art airport lies on the outskirts of the city in Brandenburg, though Roy believes he knows the main reason why Tegel will be sorely missed.
The thing was, all the business passengers knew it takes them, when they get out of their taxi, to be in the airplane with check-in and everything, it took them 10 minutes. And that's how come they always came too late.
Tegel will not be left to decay. Its famous terminal and tower will be incorporated into a vision of the future, with a new housing district and a research park springing up around them. But that is not before Berliners get to say one last goodbye to this much-loved landmark. This summer, the airport became part of the Ambiente festival, which fills abandoned spaces with art. The ethereal sounds you're hearing being played across the public address system at Tegel is the work of Turner Prize-winning sound artist Susan Phillips.
Ambient Air is a work where I've taken Brian Eno's composition music for airports and hummed it from a small Cessna propeller plane that circled Tegel Airport. Taken time to gaze out of the window and look down at the landscape and just get lost in the clouds. And I wanted to create a sense of solitude and time passing.
Some people would say that the architecture is really ugly. I mean, they use that term brutalist, which doesn't necessarily mean ugly, but it's certainly quite forbidding in some ways. Is that part of what you like?
It does create a melancholy feel when it's, empty.
That's the real theme that's kind of going through it, solitude and melancholy, do you think?
Yeah, I think most people when they came for the opening, they really did want to enter into this and enjoy that in a way, to just kind of feel like a final farewell to the place.
Before I leave the festival, there's one last trip I want to take from Tegel.
Now, even though this airport isn't really functional, it's not operational, there are no planes anywhere, I still get that kind of special tingle, that kind of air of anticipation of being somewhere like this, where I can be transported somewhere else. And apparently this next trip, if you like, a virtual one, takes me into a new dimension.
So now you're on your way to the moon.
Wow, this is just incredible. And now I'm in the middle of space. I'm now floating in the middle of space. No land whatsoever around me, just a huge amount of stars.
To the Moon allows visitors to go to our lunar neighbour without the use of any air or spacecraft. You get to experience what it'd be like to drift over vast craters and through the emptiness of space, with a few ghosts of dinosaurs thrown in for good measure.
And now I'm kind of moving, whoa, I'm kind of going through it. Amazing, I'm inside the body of a brontosaurus or something on the moon. Wow, wow, and I'm floating. This is weird. There are shooting stars above me and a little swivel round. I can see behind me, God, you get slight vertigo because you think you're going to fall down into these craters. Now I'm moving away from the dinosaurs, floating into space.
Welcome back.
Germany is in reflective mood this year on the 60th anniversary of the building of the Berlin Wall. So the subdued melancholy of this long goodbye to Tegel seems fitting.
I can see why there's so much affection, almost sentimentality for it. But what's also brilliant is that they've got new art in here that kind of throws things forward to kind of cap off the end of an era, because this place will never be forgotten.
Ladies and gentlemen, this really is the last call to Tegel.